Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Air Hauler 2 with me, here 37. Look at all these jobs we got going here. We've got to do one of these. The other one, I'm trying to have Caitlin. She flies our normal Baron, the Baron 1, which was a cargo, the one that we've been flying. And she's going to do like 3 of them, because there's huge paying ones. I got her doing this one right here first, and then I realized there was a $60,000 one. So then she's going to swing by, after she gets done at KHCO, which is way up to the northeast, she's going to swing by Huntington, pick up something, go back to Hilton Head, and then swing out and start getting that big one, which has only got like 20 hours left. Hopefully she can do that all. But for us, we're down here at Hilton Head, and we are going to go to Huntington. We're going to do this one right here. It's 1,235 pounds of artwork. And as you can see, it pays $34,000. So that is a good paying job. So I think I've already got this thing loaded. I had to come down here. This is our passenger plane, the Baron, and I switched it over. It cost me like $3,400 or $4,300 to switch it over to cargo. And we'll fly that up to Huntington. And I guess we'll probably switch it back, and then we need to get it back to Hilton Head. It's the weekend, so we're not using it till Monday. Today's Saturday night, so we do have time. Might do in the next episode Huntington back with cargo, or we could do a passenger flight. I'm not sure, because it has to be switched over to passenger at some point the next day or two. Alright, so as for the weather, you can see here, it looks like some strong wind down here in Hilton Head. Coming out of the southwest. So we're going to take off on runway 21. That's a heading of 213 degrees. Up here in Huntington, KHTS, it looks like a cross one. I'm not really sure which runway. Usually when it's a cross one, they still use runway 30. That's like the regular runway. It's a heading of 299 degrees. Airport altitude is 827 feet. And when we get there, we'll probably just hit them up on the tower. I usually try not to use ATC. But since it's Huntington, we'll probably talk to them on the tower and just check for the runway. And let them bring us in, I guess. But with that, I think that's everything there. Like I say, I think we've got this thing loaded up. Let me click over here. Alright, so that's the artwork going to Huntington, 34 grand. Fly now. We're in the Baron 2. Condition is 90. That's one more bringing up than the one we have. As you can see, I've got it loaded. The estimated range, that fuel is already in there. It's got 600 miles worth, which is about double what we need. So where is the distance on here? About 380, so not about 220 extra. Alright, VFR. Let's go 9,500. I might come a little bit lower than that. 11, so that would back it up to 6. Let me go ahead and put it like, I can't remember if we back up 5 or 4 hours. So I'll put it right there. We don't want to use last position because this is the different plane. So if they have general aviation, it's all ramp general aviation small though. So I'll pick it right there. And alright, everything looks good there. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on over to the plane. Alright, everybody, here we are at the plane. I just switched it over to the flight plan and just went in there and switched over to VFR instead of IFR. So I'll have to talk to the tower getting out of here. Parking brake is on. Remove both these yokes just in case they get in the way. Alright. Actually, we can stay up here for a second. Let me make sure. I don't think everything is off. I don't know why these three always want to come back on. We got general aviation somewhere. Is that a Piper over there? That kind of looks like another Baron 58. Commercial's kind of down from the traffic, but that won't be a big deal because you hardly ever see any commercial around here anyway. Hilton Head and Huntington, there probably won't be much. Alright, mixture control. Full rich. Propeller control, high RPM. Let's go ahead and open up these cowlings. I always forget about that. Let's see. Fuel boost pump switch. Well, you need to turn the battery on first, really. No, it doesn't say to do that. Turn that on high. I know I'm forgetting something. Alright. It actually does say high, but no, that's what I'm missing. Actually got to go up to high. Now we can turn it on there. We get our fuel flow. Now we can turn that off. Now we turn this back down and open it up about a ½ inch, it says. Now it says to go ahead and hit the magnetos. I know I need to go ahead and turn the beacon on, I do believe. Alright, let's go ahead and see if we can't get this started up. Throttle 900 to 1000 RPM after start. So bring it down just a little. Right there is pretty good. Might fall a little. Alright, oil pressure. In the right engine, we do have oil pressure over here. That looks good. Alright, alternator switch coming on. Check. We do have good on the bus volts. The alternator charge is still real low, but we don't really have anything on, so I'm not too worried about that. And the red start annunciator panel did come on, but it's now off. Alright, now we can go over to the left engine and do the same thing. So fuel cutoff goes to high RPM. That goes to full. Go ahead and turn that on. Fuel flow, we've hit its peak. Bring that down, up about a ½ inch. Left engine coming alive. I'm going to grab those. Control them at the same time. Try to get that around 1000 RPM as well. We have oil pressure in the left engine. That looks good. Left alternator coming on. Bus volts still looks good. Everything looks good there. I'll probably get a little more load here than yeah, there you can see moving up with the pitot heat. Stall warning heat, crop auto heat, and windshield heat as well. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the nav lights. Alright, we're pretty much ready to go ahead and taxi. The red start annunciator light did come on. It's now off. Alright, so that all looks good. Let's go ahead and turn on, where's our avionics master switch. Now we can get our electronics and everything on. Where is it? There we go. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and turn that one over to the map and then bring it over here. For whatever reason, I have to turn it on all over again. Get these messages off. And hit CDI, and that, for some reason, like if you hit CDI, it turns them both over to GPS, but like turning the message off, it won't do both. It's kind of odd how that works. Alright, let's go ahead and turn our taxi lights on, and let's start our taxi. I think it's kind of odd as well that we don't actually, that the mixture, it says it's keeping it to high. It never tells you to turn it down when you're taxiing. Because I would have thought you would lean out just like you do with the smaller planes, but it doesn't say to. Air Hauler 2, I saw the message come up, and that's got us. That's good. I don't know if that's enough runway. It'd probably cut it real close. So we'll taxi on down to the right. By the way, I should probably set our heading here. real quick. 213. There we go, 213. And I think if you don't take this intersection right here, I think you have to go all the way down. I don't know that there's... Yeah, I don't see any other place to get over to the runway. That kind of sucks. Oh well, we'll just taxi on down. Reset me on timer. I've already actually did that, but just checking to make sure. I don't know if we need to set the altitude or not. It seems like I have to hit altitude once we get up and it resets my altitude. I'll go ahead and set that to what, 9,500? It does kind of seem like 9,500 is a little high in this plane. Maybe 7,500 is better. I don't know. I know we'll probably use less fuel. Actually, I would probably set the mixture to the same setting no matter what altitude, 7,500, 9,500. Turn it down to like 35 or 30%. That usually seems to be pretty good. I'd love to be in Hilton Head right now. I think within the next month or everything, all my family's going to the beach, and my relatives too, and here I can't go. I've got to work, man. I've got to make some money. That really sucks because we haven't been to the beach, and I love it because everybody goes as a group with my relatives or anything. I haven't probably been to the beach in like 5 years. I would imagine they're going down to like Oak Island, North Carolina. It used to be called Long Beach. Growing up as a kid, we always went to Hilton Head. That's kind of why I like having this base here. Never flew in here or anything, but man, I love Hilton Head. It's so freaking beautiful. Yeah, I would say everybody's going to Oak Island. Unfortunately, I don't get to go, man. That does suck. Alright, we'll take this right here. It'll be nice though, like having this space, you can get like a private plane in here easily, like a Learjet or something. Something just froze. Alright everybody, stopping right here. I'm gonna have to cut in. I had this problem the other day. My one of my drives likes to dismount itself. I used to have that problem before. I need to turn this stuff back on. And I changed the drive cable, and that seemed to fix it. Now I've got another one seeming to do it. It just pops itself out, dismounts itself, and then it ended up screwing up the computer. Actually, I had that happen the other day, and I got lucky, and I was able to stop FSX, unplug the drive, plug it back in, and I was actually able to keep on going, and I was flying a FS Economy. This time it actually blue screened the computer after a second, so I couldn't do it. Alright, let's check this out here. I've got all the lights on our before takeoff checklist. The brakes are set. Parking brake. Seat belts and stuff, we're not going to pay attention to that. Fuel boost pumps are off. All the instruments have been checked. I've got 9,500. The heading is set. Everything looks good to me. Mixture is in full rich. Let's see, it actually says starter energized annunciator light check should be well, I don't know why it says that. It's almost like in the startup thing. Alright, so throttles 2200 RPM. There's 2000. This is a little much there. Come on. Alright, now we're going to exercise the props. 200 to 300 RPM drop. On the right, on the left. That looks good. Now we dropped into 1700 RPM. And we will check the mags. on down. That looks good right about there. So let's check the mags here. The right engine. That looks good. I don't know that Carenado really simulates this, because it never moves. So those look good right there. Alright, throttles go to 1500 RPM now. And for some reason, we do the feathering again. We're not feathering, I should say, but checking the RPM here. Drop, there we go. Left engine. There we go. Alright, throttle. And it actually says no to RPM. I know we go below, well below 1,000. No to RPM. We're right at about 800 right there. So now we move it between 900 and 1,000. That looks like about 700. 900 to 1,000 right there. Alright, so flaps. Gonna go ahead and set the flaps. Flight controls. Let's check these out real quick. Looks good there. Rudder pedals, everything looks good there. Doors are all locked in. Let me bring this yoke back. There we go. And then we can take the parking brakes off. Let's go ahead though and check everything. I'm going to go ahead and check 2,500 RPM once we get airborne. Let's go ahead and check to our right. Check to the left. Everything looks good and clear. Landing lights coming on. Strobe coming on. Transponder. Need to set the transponder. Let's see. Can I go VFR? It won't let me do that. 1,200. Alright, so that looks good. Can we actually start this? I think we actually can. Alright. Parking brake coming off. There for a second I thought I saw lights down there. I was like, no! They're using the wrong runway. By the way, I always forget to suction. It doesn't say suction in the... to check that in the procedures, but what the suction is right there, it's in the green. I went to actually check that this time, even though it doesn't say in the procedures. Alright, here we go. Let's go ahead and rotate. Doesn't really tell you the rotation speed. I don't think I have to check again. Hitting the brakes to check them. Landing gear coming up. There are trees over there. We need to hurry up and get over those. Alright, gonna go ahead and retract the flaps. RLR2's got us. Which is nice that this got us. I really don't want to make a flight. I think I haven't had that happen to Air Hauler 2. Air Hauler I remember happened. Making a flight and realizing it never had you. I'm gonna fly straight out. I kind of want to make a left over the ocean and come back around. Beautiful, beautiful Hilton Head. I wish someone would recreate this island. I'm sure no one ever will. Bringing the nose down a little bit. Bringing these props down to about 2,500 RPM. It says to keep going full power though. Alright, let's go ahead and take a left. I just kind of want to go out over the ocean. Technically to the right would be better for our flight path, but I just kind of want to go out over the ocean a little bit. trying not to bring that nose up. And I got it down, nose down a little too much. Controls just kind of seem kind of sensitive. Almost a little too much. Have the airport, should have the airport off to our left. There she be. I believe, I can't remember if this is where the huge bridge is or not. I think it's not really near the airport though. I'm kind of having a hard time remembering signs of the airport, but there's a big, huge bridge that actually connects the island to the mainland over by Beaufort. I would imagine it's over here. Just a beautiful area. If you've never been to Hilton Head, it's so nice. And I mean, they strive to make it just absolutely beautiful too. Like you can't have certain, like there's no billboards and stuff, and all the signs like to any store or anything can only be so tall and so big, and they have to be wooden, and it's a beautiful place. Like Myrtle Beach, a lot of people go to Myrtle Beach, and Myrtle Beach isn't bad, but Myrtle Beach is just a big city on the beach now, and Hilton Head doesn't ever want to be that, and I really appreciate that. Just a great freaking place. Nothing against Myrtle Beach, it's nice, but I have always preferred Hilton Head, I gotta say. I don't know where Harbor Town is. They almost look like that would be it. It's real dense, but I don't think it is. I think it's on down. We actually have our mixture not the same there. 75, 75. I don't know if I clicked something or what. Alright, let's go ahead. Let me check my autopilot here. I don't know what I hit. I'm going to go ahead on the autopilot, turn that on, switch that over to nav. The altitude. Now it's armed, altitude 9,500. Climb at about 1,000 feet a minute. Actually down to 65%. I turned on the comms. What have I hit? I don't think it's that. I hit something when I was trying to turn that on. Yeah, that's what it was. Control 5 was turning that on. I hit Control 5 instead of Shift 5, which was what I was looking for. Alright, let's look at this. Desired track 354. Turn that over here. And we've got about 375 miles to go. That's more, well, maybe it was 380 that it said. Yeah, 380. So I guess that would be correct. I noticed the other day FS Economy and FS Commander agreed on a distance, and I got into FSX and it said something completely different. I was like, what in the world? I'm going to go ahead and move that to 50 on the mixture there. Yeah, I don't think it says anything about the rotation speed, or does it? Yeah, I don't see anything about that. know how long it's gonna take. Might have to fight against the winds a little bit. She's climbing good. I'm gonna go ahead and move that down to 45. Actually, let's move it to 40. Alright, got about 1,900 feet to go. Hopefully she can keep on climbing at 1,000 feet a minute. Oh, she's actually going a little over. This plane keeps doing that. It descends pretty much correctly, but on the climb, it doesn't exactly go as you said it for some reason. It goes close. Let's check down here. Actually, it would have probably been better to just stay up there. I was going to look at this gauge over here, the temperature. Celsius. I have no idea. Is that good? How could it be? That's like 55 Fahrenheit. I don't know how it could be quite that warm. Up here, what, 8,700 feet? That seems a little warm. Even for up here. Move this to 35. Move that to 800. See if she comes down a little bit. We're slowing down a little bit more than I like. Although we're close. $500 feet to go. I just wish the GPS would give you a time, because it doesn't really say how long it's going to take. We're down to 367 miles. Just over 100 feet to go. Nice, and we'll settle in at our 9,500 feet. I'm going to go ahead and close the cowl flaps. I want to set the mixture to 30. Let's move the power back. I'm not going to move it back too much. I was thinking 80 or so might be good. It gives us a good speed. I mean, it seems like a little much power, but it seems like that would be pretty good. I mean, if you look at the pressure, I mean, we're almost to the minimum of the green there. Let's go ahead and move our prop. That's 80 right there. I'm aiming for right in the middle of the green. I'm going to do it one more time. Get to 75. I'm going to go ahead and hit prop sync. I'm going to turn off my... Well, now we can't turn off the taxi light. I always forget that. This plane won't let you do that. And that keeps us just under 140 knots. Ground speed is actually 165, which is pretty good. Alright, but guess we can go ahead and speed her on up. Everything looks good here. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and speed her on up, and we'll be back in just a little bit. Alright, everybody, slowing it down to normal speed here. We're 20 miles out. Let's go ahead and get on ATC. Like I said, we're going to use the tower here. And where's KHTS? There we go. Huntington Tower. Full stop landing. Make sure I've got that in as normal.
Huntington Tower, left base, runway 30, altimeter 29er east. Left base, runway 30, beach 22 Delta.
Alright, 108.7 into the nav. There it goes. 108.7. There we go. Going down to 3,300. No, they said left base. So I can't. So that's the thing about the traffic pattern at a Tower Airport. I'm not totally sure exactly what, if I should just go out to the right, or, because you obviously don't want to come like straight in. I get kind of confused about what exactly I should do. By the way, we're full rich on the mixture. I'm going to go high RPM. There we go, max RPM. Make sure we've got everything on down here. It looks good. Prop sync is off. So I'm not, I mean, do we want to come in and then go to the downwind? I'm not quite sure. I'm going to move this over and let's go to heading. And what I'm going to do is just come out here towards the ILS and go in. I'm just kind of confused. Just come out to the right a bit. I'm just not fully sure exactly, because left, I don't know. I mean, obviously the base leg, but yeah, I just get a little confused. We're only 12 miles out. I think that we can see it from here. We know it's obviously over by the river, the Ohio River. Surprised I don't see it. It should be up and just a little to our left, I guess. I'll come out to the right a little more. I'm afraid at this point we're going to be a little high. The set up for 2,500 AGL, but if we don't go out very far, we're going to end up a little high. Yeah, I'm really surprised I don't see the airport at all. Like I say, it's on this side of the river. I don't like it when it freezes like that for a second after that. It happened earlier. Maybe right there? Yeah, I think that's going to be it. Going in that direction, basically. It's almost perpendicular right here. I'm going to let this thing go down to 3,000. If anything, I'm worried we might be a little high, like I said. That's going to be it right there. Yeah, we are still high. Let it go down to 2,500. We're going to be late on the turn now. 299 is the heading. Yeah, we're going to be late on that. Actually, we're really going to be way late on it. switch this back to nav.
Cleared to land. Runway 30.
Acknowledge landing
Runway
clearance.
30. Beach 22 Delta.
Slowly going down to 2,500 feet. Reset my view. $299. For some reason, let me see if she kicks back over, because as you can see, we're not. I mean, the airport's over here. I'm not totally sure if she's going to turn or not. Actually, you know what? It's because I got it in CDI. Now she's going to go to her. And look how far off we ended up being. We ended up way off to the side. I screwed that all up bad. Autopilot's off. Gears coming down. Flaps coming out. Man, did we ever screw... how did I butcher that so bad? Even I'm not sure how I did that one. Alright, we're at full flaps. I think we'll end up being alright on the altitude and everything. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how I butchered that one so bad. Cause I thought we saw it coming in. That's very odd. I'm not sure exactly what the hell happened. Yeah, we've got one red, so it's not horrible. Yeah, now we're on it. And some power back. Let me trim it out a little better. Somehow we actually got low. Make sure I'm recording that. There we go. Bring the power back a little bit. Off the power some more. We're still going a little fast as well. Got a little jittery there. I'll fly her down to the runway. Seemed pretty soft. Yeah, it was a greaser, it says. On the brakes, can I make the turn? Just barely. Then we destroyed the brakes. I was like, don't make me go down too far. Yeah, they ended up seem like a pretty good landing there, I have to say. Acknowledge ground handoff, but we're not going to actually turn over. We're just going to go over here and park. I don't really care where they say to park. Landing lights coming off, strobe coming off, taxi light can come back on, transponder goes off, cowl flaps open, and we'll stop the recording. We've got another plane over here. Probably a Piper. Flaps are retracted. I think there was a Piper last time I was over at this airport. I can't remember if that was an air hauler 2 or not. Looks like we got a Cessna over there. It's nice to see some GA aircraft here. Livens it up a little bit. Oh, you took my landing spot though, bro. Parking spot. We'll go one over. That actually, you know what that is? That 172. That's us. That's our, because they put in your company aircraft, so that's who that is. That's us. I don't know who the Piper might actually be us too. Actually, it's on the weekend. Today's Saturday night. We don't have any flights on Saturday night, so that's probably that's probably us. The Piper and is that a 172 or 180? Yes, the 172. It goes to Cincinnati and Lexington. Or no, Cincinnati and Louisville, I think. Something like that. Anyhow, parking brake is set. Propeller's high RPM. Throttle is at about 1,000. I'm not sure why you wouldn't just want it idle when you're going to go shutting it off. That's about 1,000 right there. Fuel boost pumps are off. Electrical and avionics equipment. Let's shut all this off. Avionics master switch. Windshield props. Stall warning heat. pitot heat. You can turn the nav light off. The taxi light off as well. Mixture. Auto cutoff. Magnetos. Coil it off. Battery and alternator switches off. Turn the beacon off as well. And that looks like everything to me. Make sure I did cut that off, right? Yeah. Alright, let's go over to air hauler 2. There we go. Go ahead and unload this thing. Make some good money on this one. And we're going to make a killer amount with all that. I mean, I just brought in 34. She's going to bring in 60, 30, and then 19 and 31. That's what, 50, 84, almost 140 grand minus some expenses. Let's say right around 140 grand. That's awesome. And then you figure in how much like we're making on these passenger flights. It's crazy. Anyhow, took off at 4:20, landed at 6:49. It was actually 2 hours and 28 minutes. Takeoff fuel 554 pounds. Landed with 280. Max altitude 9,502 feet. Max pitch negative 11.97. Max roll 27.12. Max speed 174.61 knots. Minimum G's 0.77. Minimum G exceeded 0. Max G's 1.20. Max G exceeded 0. Seems like a pretty steady flight. Stall false, overspeed false, no description greaser. Landing and gear down true. Landing surface asphalt. Surface damage 0. No damage to the plane. Came down at 94.79 feet a minute. Landing speed 76.93 knots. Landing pitch negative 4.3. Landing roll 0.34. Landing heading 299.50. Landing wind speed 1. Wind direction 353. Yeah, it actually ended up being a pretty nice landing, it felt like. We had total screw up. I don't know how I screwed up so bad on the approach. How the hell? I'm not sure how we got out of position so bad. Unless it was just because I let it go for so long on the GPS instead of switching it over to the nav. I don't know how. That's the only thing I can come up with, how I screwed that up so much. It's very odd. Yeah, but Caitlin's on her way up. I wish we would show it. Because she's going up. I believe it's CHO. Yeah, I wish we would show her moving. I know you can, that's an option on air hauler. But, because I was thinking on that flight, our next base, because we're getting close to needing a new plane. I mean, we've done close to 5 episodes. It's not 5 episodes on the Baron. Next base will be Jacksonville, I do believe. We have so many airports, is the thing, in Florida. I mean, we got Jacksonville, Daytona Beach, Orlando, Miami. I don't know if I want to use Miami. Man, Miami is hard to run. It's so dense and everything. We have that Southwest Florida, Fort Myers, We got Tampa, we got Key West. I think I have even Pensacola. Like, I have so many sceneries for Florida that I'm not really sure what we should use. I like Pensacola because it's over to the west, which is kind of away from all the others a little bit. So that might be best. And I do like KRSW. I actually did a FSX flight out of there, and it's a really nice airport. Because then, we got San Juan, Puerto Rico down here somewhere. San Juan's over here. There you go, San Juan. Then you go. I mean, we got all kinds of scenery. I'm trying to think. I can't remember where St. Martin is up here somewhere. Somewhere over there. But yeah, I don't know that we'll expand out there just yet. I'll probably just keep it to the U.S. for a little while. And then we'll start moving. We can move up starting to the west. We got Memphis. I've got scenery for that. We might make a base for Atlanta, but I hate scenery for Atlanta. I don't even stock at Atlanta is really hard to run. It's so dense, even just normal. Or I mean, I should say without any scenery. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm expecting. I think someone was making scenery for Louisville and also Charlotte, which that would be interesting. Be nice to have those bases. But yeah, and on the next flight, I'm not sure because we're up here. I kind of want to go down to Hilton Head again, and then we could do a flight from Hilton Head to say Jacksonville and new base. Although I'm not sure about the money and when I'll do that because I want to buy another plane too once we get around 5 episodes or so of the 58 doing jobs. So I'm not sure exactly how many we're at right now. But other than that, man, I was pretty happy with that landing, especially after that approach. So I do enjoy the plane. And yeah, and we make a lot of money, I gotta say, with the routes. I want to check one thing out. It'll come up all in red since I took I have some people doing type ratings for planes that they don't have since it's on the weekend. I keep wanting to do that, and I keep forgetting to do that. See, it kicked it out. Oh man, did it kick it out? It really did? See, that's still there. It's got to be there. Huh. Maybe that's because that sucks. I can't remember what route that was. So they kept that plane because I kept the Cessna 172 as cargo. Passengers, but it kicked out my Baron. I got to remember exactly where that was going. I'll have to check the info. Yeah, that kind of sucks. What were you doing? Just check real quick. Ledger. And all that money. These are messed up dates. 5/28/16. That's when we originally started. Here we go. This is a little better because it'll actually tell you in the Baron. It's kind of weird. I don't see the Baron yet. Beechcraft Baron 58. Income. All right. So it was KBWI, that's Baltimore, so that's what that route was. Baltimore, Hilton Head. I would have never remembered that. I'm glad that's in there. Because we make a lot of money on that. And I think I can actually raise that up a little bit. I should have kept that. See that, like, one flight is like $2,000. And I can bring that up a little bit, so we'll probably make $2,000. And we fly that several times a day, man. These planes, they make a ton of money on those passenger flights. But anyhow, that's going to be the end of this episode, everybody. I hope y'all did enjoy it. I will catch you guys on the next flight.